Guys, Jason here, and today I'm going to do another video on JavaScript. This one I'm going to talk about JavaScript's ES6 default parameters feature. So I'm just going to talk about what it is and show you a simple example of how it's used. So default parameters, all it is, it basically allows us to create default parameters on a function whenever we invoke it. So whenever our function has parameters that are undefined, then our default parameters will kick in, so that way we'll have some default parameters that our function can use. So how does that work? So basically I'm just going to create a function here, and I will call it greeting. And what this function will do, it'll just return a string, which will be a greeting message. So I'll pass in a name so we can know who we're going to greet. And so I'm going to have my parameter, which is the name we pass in, but in case we don't pass in a name parameter, we want to have a default. So I'll just put in there, and what my string is going to return is going to be hello name, well, hello Jason, how are you? Or it will be hello there, how are you? So then all I have to do is return, and in this case I'll return a template literal string. So we'll do hello, and I'll do name, and then I will do how are you. So then when we run our greeting here, we will do, so it'll return hello Jason, how are you? And if we do not have a parameter, it'll use the default, which will be hello there, how are you? So that's basically the gist of how default parameters work. So before default parameters, the way this was primarily done was you would have some type of conditional. So let's say I had name equal to type of, name equals undefined, and then if the parameter would be undefined, then we would just return there, or I'll do a single quote, or we'll just pass in our name. Let me change this here, valid name. So basically, before default parameters, this is kind of the way it was usually done. So we'd have some type of conditional saying, all right, let's check the type of the parameter that was passed in, and if it's undefined, then we want to use this instead, which is there, and if it's not undefined, we'll just use the parameter that was passed in. And this is a ternary operator, or ternary if-else expression. I'm not sure how it's called, but basically it's just like an if-else statement, and this is the condition that we're checking for, and if it's true, we'll just use this case, and if it's false, we'll use this one, and then we'll just assign it to this variable. So that's all that's happening there. So then if we run our greeting method again, it'll be the same thing, and we'll do Jason, and again we get the same string. So as you can see, this is a little bit our first example was a lot simpler and a lot easier to read, and this one there's just more involved, and it's not as pretty. So that's basically how default parameters work. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.